to a Robin Banks Productions, baby.
Yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. Move the sticks, first down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the bars, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done.
Yeah, you know what it is, baby. Monday night, you right here with me on the motherfucking underground, baby. Yeah. It's your host, Filthy Rich. Call in to the show, 412-407-2744. Comment in the chat. Check in with me, baby. Let me know you up in here. It's your boy, Filthy Rich, man. I got my AFC and NFC, East and West division breakdown, baby. That's what we doing tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to flow like the regular show. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get to that East and West divisions tonight. Break them rosters down. You know what I'm saying? It's fantasy football time, y'all. Don't forget about that. No preseason game, but it's time to draft your team. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely going to get into some fantasy football. Why not? Ow. It's the underground. Yeah. Yeah. Ow. You know what it is, baby. It's the Underground Sports Show. Appreciate you coming out tonight. If you're with me, like I said, shout me out in the chat. I'm going to say what's up to you right now. If you're in the house, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button if you like something. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, of course. Obi-Wan in the house. That's what's up, baby. What's the deal with you? You know what I'm saying? Representing North Carolina. Finest. And you know how I get down, man. So we're going to start out with a little icebreaker here as I chew up my ice. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit the icebreaker. You know what I'm saying? Bring it in real smooth. Let some other people get up in here if they late. You know what I'm saying? And tonight, I'm going to have to steal my icebreaker from last night. Now, my icebreaker last night was about Rajah Jackson. And again, tonight it's about Rajah Jackson. Why? Because we got new details. Black Ill in the house. That's what's up. Who? Rajah Jackson, man. You don't know who Rajah Jackson is? Look, yesterday, I ain't know who the hell Rajah Jackson was either. Rajah Jackson. I'm fucking his name up, right? But that's Rampage Jackson's son. For you people who don't know. And yesterday, he got into it, man. And look, Black Ill, I wasn't going to play the video, but I'm going to just play it just for you because this is what happened with Rajah yesterday. In case you don't know. He got into a little altercation right here, and this is what happened. Let me rewind. Hold on. This is from yesterday's show. This is at one of them little low-key wrestling matches. And this is Rampage Jackson, MMA fighter's son. Going hard on my man in the ring, yo. Pittsburgh Big Dog says salute to the underground. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to you, too. You know that. You know that. Oh, you was talking about Obi-Wan. Okay. All right, so you seen the video. And, hold on. You seen the video of Rajah Jackson go crazy. But what I wanted to really talk about tonight is some other information going on with the Rajah Jackson situation. Okay. So let me read this story to you real quick. This is coming from the eyes of Psycho Stu. All right, heartbreaking details emerge about Psycho Stu, the wrestler who was knocked unconscious, punched in the face 22 times, and rushed to the hospital. My bad. Hold on, I still got the video playing in the back. And rushed to the hospital he was. All right, punched 22 times in the face. They was counting them blows. Stuart Smith is his real name. Battle with post-traumatic stress disorder has come to light following the brutal attack of Raja Johnson at the Knox Pro Wrestling event on Saturday. I'm going to repeat that again. Stuart Smith battled with post-traumatic stress disorder. If you don't know what that is, the nickname for that is PTSD. I'm sure you heard that. The MMA cats is crazy as hell. True story. I'm going to show you some more crazy shit in a minute. But he, all of a sudden, I ain't saying all of a sudden. I ain't saying he wasn't in the army, and he ain't no army vet. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, this PTSD is coming up. All right. Smith, who goes by Psycho Stu in the ring, is a U.S. Army veteran who has been open about his PTSD and the fact that he has been using wrestling as an outlet to manage his struggles with mental health. Now, to me, that don't make no sense, yo. I mean, how you deal with PTSD by getting slammed on your head and wrestling and doing all that, I don't get it. What I think this is, I think they try to milk my man Rampage right now and his son. They looking at a lawsuit. That's what this sound like right now, because they try to paint this dude in a certain picture. Am I tripping? Now, I'm a vet myself, so I can talk a little bit. You know, a lot of people don't like to talk about vets or whatever. I mean, you should respect veterans. I get it. But some of them be faking the funk sometimes, bro. And I don't know about this guy treating his PTSD with wrestling. That ain't really how PTSD work. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you need to get your anger out, I get it. You play wrestling, you play football, you play something tough to get that energy out, but now all of a sudden you got PTSD and wrestling was everything you had, and now he done beat you up for something you did to him first. If y'all know the story, he smashed him upside the head with the can. All right, in the chat, Raja crazier than his dad, Pittsburgh Big Dog said. He's too far gone. Man, I did see a couple videos of him wilding out, you know what I'm saying? But my man had no right to smash him upside the head with the beer can, because he looked like he didn't expect it. He was pissed about that, right? He was pissed. Now I don't got that video, but I do got some audio of his dad talking about the situation.
Man, I will go there and I'll fuck up all the motherfucking pro wrestlers.
You hear that?
I will go there and I'll fuck up all the motherfucking pro wrestlers over my motherfucking son. All of them. All of them. My son ain't no motherfucking pro wrestler. He don't know how to sell that shit. He don't know how to do none of that shit.
See, now that's what triggered me. He said, my son ain't no motherfucking pro wrestler. And Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh Big Dog, you just said them MMA cats is crazy. He said he ain't no pro wrestler. He don't know how to sell none of that shit. I'm gonna hit it back.
Wrestlers over my motherfucking son. All of them. All of them. My son ain't no motherfucking pro wrestler. He don't know how to sell that shit. He don't know how to do none of that shit. We MMA fighters, nigga. We get dirty for real. We don't sell shit. We don't give you nothing. We don't give you a goddamn thing. You gotta get what you earn in my motherfucking sport. We don't play that motherfucking shit. We do motherfucking real alphas. We ain't pretending around this motherfucker. And you motherfucker come fuck with my son, y'all gotta go through me first. Come meet me at the motherfucking gym.
So I just got that vibe from this video. There's been some threats somewhere. Somebody on, what's his name, Psycho Stu's team didn't like it. Maybe said, oh, I'm gonna fuck Raja up when I see him. We gonna get her payback. And Rampage ain't with that shit. He said, come see me, motherfucker. My son ain't with that shit. We MMA fighters. We don't do the little show shit, the showmanship shit. Because they tried to blame him smashing the beer can up on that was supposed to be part of the show. Nah, they was outside drinking brews and shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. That ain't what it looked like to me. That ain't what it looked like to me. Then TMZ got the video where Raja wound up shaking his hand, but I wish I had that video. Couldn't find it where I needed to find it without getting a copyright. And basically, he didn't really want to shake his hand. The title on TMZ says, showing Raja shaking hands with the guy before he slammed him and did all the crazy shit. Nah, Raja really didn't want to shake his hand. They kind of forced him into it. But one thing I know, and I'm going to wrap it up like this. One thing I know is you cannot determine how someone reacts to something. And my man at work, he says it all the time, and it's so true. I forgot to even say something to him today. But he says it all the time. You cannot control how somebody reacts to something. For every action, there's a reaction. And you cannot control that reaction. Did my man Raja Jackson maybe go too far? Maybe. But maybe he took that disrespect too far also. When it comes to, what's his name? Psycho Stu. But yeah, him talking about PTSD and, you know, I do wrestling to relieve me from my PTSD, and I'm an Army veteran. Sound like he trying to milk it, dog. Trying to get the fans on his side, man. For every action, there's a reaction. That's right, Black Hill. Everyone. And you don't know what that reaction is going to be. You might drop a motherfucking, throw a rock in the ocean and create them little waves, but by the time they get to Japan, it could be a tsunami. You ain't know you was doing that. And I know that's some fake ass shit, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, you just don't know how somebody's going to react. So don't be doing the goofy shit. I'm going to say that right now. There's a lot of things on camera. In this incident, it's just wild, man. Wild as hell. Wild as hell. And then, matter of fact, the phone call. My bad, y'all. Did y'all hear about the phone call? You can't disrespect a man and not expect him to react in some way. That's what Black Hill said in the chat. You right. You right. Busting him upside the head with a beer can? That shit wasn't cool. So there was also a phone call that I heard him on the sideline of the ring saying that, hey, the promoter told him that he could get in there and get his punches back. Now, that don't make it legal for him to dog him out 22 times, but where was them dudes at to protect that guy? Where was them dudes at? Sometimes you can tell by everybody's reaction to a fight if somebody deserve it or not. Y'all repeat that? Somebody that everybody around know that man deserved to get his ass whooped, they gonna let it happen. They gonna let it happen. Because you know what? Yeah, you bought that, homie. You bought that. So that's just what the situation looked like to me. Ref wasn't breaking it up. Homeboy came into the ring, act like he wanted to break it up. Then the other dude kind of like softly jumped on top of him. Wasn't nobody on Stu, what's his name, Psycho Stu's side at all. And that's the icebreaker, man. I appreciate y'all in the chat already, man. You know what I'm saying? Got something to say, call it to the show. Of course, 412-407-274. Definitely hit that like button. But we're going to move on. Couple more things I seen out here. High school football. Pittsburgh Big Dog, you still in the house, man. Around here in Pittsburgh, man, we got the number one running back in his class in the nation right now. His name is Keemon Spell. Now, I don't know if you know, but Keemon Spell went off this weekend, man. I know you know Pittsburgh Big Dog. Had 292 yards on 13 carries. 13 carries. And a kick return for 90 yards and 5 touchdowns in his first game this season. Who was it against? I can't even remember. Delaware Valley. Now, I didn't see the game. I wasn't there. I don't know how bad the opponent was, but 300 yards on 13 carries. Goddamn. And some of the runs was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So yeah, keep on spell. McKeesport, PA, right down the street from me. If you in the Berg, man, hey, go get you a chance to check him out, man. He's only in 11th grade, too. That's the wild thing about it. He's already accepted an offer to Penn State, so we might see him in the state for a lot longer. But 11th grade, man, all I'm going to say is, man, young man, stay out of trouble, man. You got a future ahead of you for sure. But Keemon Spell's a dog, man. 292 yards, 390 yards from scrimmage. Once again, 5 touchdowns, man. That's crazy. That's the way to show up right there, man. That's the way to show up. All right. Next up, question of the day, man. My question of the day is not that. It's not my Mount Rushmore. We did that already. I keep doing that. Did that on yesterday's show, but I'm still in my question of the day from yesterday's show, too. Who is your sleeper team this year? Keemon Spell from McKeesport is the truth, Pittsburgh Big Dog said. Did you see the highlight where he embarrassed all 11 players? Yeah, when he did like the hezzy spin. Oh, that shit was crazy. Crazy. No doubt. My daily beverage in the house. He says unreal. I'm pretty sure you talk about Keemon Spell. Definitely unreal. If you look at the young man, he definitely look unreal. Ain't no, he's 5'9", 205. Don't look it, though. Don't look it. I ain't never seen him in real life, but when you see the pictures on Facebook and stuff like that, look bigger than 205, I tell you that. But that probably tells you how fast that dude is, because he was taking off on him, too. He was gone. 11th grade. So that's what's up, man. We got that right in the backyard. We get to go watch him for a couple more years. Like I said, stay out of trouble, young man. But back to my question of the day. Who is your sleeper team? Now, who qualifies for a sleeper team, right? Sleeper team, it has to be a team, and we're talking about NFL, of course, but it has to be a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, okay? So who's on the come up? Who's going to make some noise this year? Huh? There's a couple teams, man. If you're watching the preseason, a couple teams that look better already. Is it the Raiders under the new regime? They got Geno Smith. They got what's his name? The coach, Pete Carroll. Tom Brady's on the ownership staff now. Is it the Raiders? Okay, hold up. ILAB says we got a top-rated QB named Faison Brandon. Look him up from Greensboro, North Carolina. We stay having the top-rated players. We stay having top-rated players from Greensboro. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, Faison Brandon. We'll check him out. Definitely check him out. Send me something. Matter of fact, look it up and send me something. We definitely talk about him. We talk about anybody we can find. What school you go to? Went to your high school, LAB? All right, anyway, who's your sleeper team, man? Another squad that might be a good sleeper team. What about the G-Men? Jackson Dart's looking good. He's my #1 rookie quarterback right now. Even though Russell Wilson's starting, shit, he been looking good. Can Russell Wilson, I ain't even going to ask you. I'm going to tell you what I think. I think Russell Wilson is going to have more fun in New York. Is going to have more fun in New York than he ever did in Pittsburgh last year. Way more fun in New York than he had in Pittsburgh last year. First of all, he had to do it with George Pickens. Now he's subbing George Pickens for Malik Neighbors. You can't beat that. A young guy that ain't got the same attitude as George Pickens, but probably better than George Pickens, probably run better routes. Definitely run better routes than George Pickens. Now, George Pickens is a dog, but G-Man's all right. Hell no. G-Man finishing in last place. In the division, I don't know. Everybody said that about the Washington Commanders last year, right? They got their rookie quarterback and took the fuck off. That was the sleeper team of last year. A few years back, Detroit gets Jared Goff, and all of a sudden, they take off. So somebody got to take off. There's a sleeper team every year. Every year. The problem is, who do you take out? Okay, Pittsburgh Big Dog says Bears might be the sleeper team this year. Okay. You believe in Caleb Williams, huh? You believe in Caleb Williams. Now, they said he's been playing a little better, but it's the preseason. We shall see when it really pop off, right? That's who everybody's talking about, though. The Bears is the most bet on team to make the playoffs this year. I read that article weeks and weeks and weeks ago in the offseason. Now, Black Ill says, I'll tell you after week 3, I can't judge by preseason. Well, you don't get the same credit after week 3, Black Ill. Preseason ain't really does always translate to the regular season. No, but it gives you a little insight. It definitely doesn't. Like I said on the other show, when we talking about the preseason, it's like watching a movie preview. That movie might stink and the previews is great. Or sometimes the previews might be like, don't really catch your eye, but then your boy go see the movie, it's like, yo, that shit was dope. So LAB says the Commanders or the Falcons. I knew you was on the Falcons. I knew that was coming out of your mouth. I'm split between these two. There's nothing wrong with two of them, though. You ain't got to split. But hold on. You always do this. The Commanders is your Commanders can't be your sleeper team. What are you talking about? Now, the Commanders already went to the NFC Championship. How the hell are you calling them a sleeper team? Nah, I just said the qualification for a sleeper team is a team that did not make the playoffs last year or has not been good in a while. That's going to come out of nowhere and shock the world like the Commanders did last year and go to the NFC Championship game or make the playoffs or win their division, something like that. There you go, Pittsburgh Big Dog. Commanders went to the NFC Championship game. Let's talk about LAB. I hate it with Atlanta, goddammit. They ain't goddamn the NFC South. I get it. But I don't know. NFC South can be tough to get out of. But hey, tell me what you like about Atlanta. What is it? What is it about Atlanta? I think I know what it is. It's probably that Michael Penix Jr. cat, ain't it? And they got some weapons. Bijan. Bijan is nice. Look. I'm feeling you, bruh. I'm not mad at that. And later I'm be going through my rosters. Won't be getting to the NFC the South today, but LAB definitely tune in tomorrow because we get into the South tomorrow. Can the 49ers improve? Yeah. That could be a sleeper team this year. Now, they ain't deep sleepers because they've been there, done that a little bit. You know, they fell off last year. So that'll be more like a comeback team. But yeah, they didn't make the playoffs last year, so they fit my criteria. But they struggling, man. They ain't got one healthy wide receiver. Brandon Ayuk is hurt. Jennings is a little hurt. And the rest of the guys is kind of nobodies. Debo's gone. Pittsburgh Big Dog with the big talk says Michael Penix got one of the best arms in the NFL. We shall see. The boy was nice in school. He's definitely confident. He's already claiming they're going to do big things this year. Did you see that? And he also promised that, what is it, Pitts? What's Pitts' name? Is it Michael Pitts, the tight end? He's so irrelevant at this point, I can't even remember his first name. I know it's Pitts. And he was supposed to be a dog. He said he's about to make him a dog this year. Pitts will be back. So that's another fantasy lookout. If you want to go by Michael Penix's word, and y'all claiming y'all liking Michael Penix, LAB, you like Atlanta, Pittsburgh Big Dog sound like you like Michael Penix a lot. Say, if you go by his word, Pitts might be a good choice in fantasy football. All right, so we can get through the sleeper teams through the rest of the show or whatever. You think of somebody else, let me know. And Drake, yep, no doubt. Drake's that dude, Drake London. They got weapons, Bijan. Who else? There's somebody else I'm not thinking about. Pitts, Drake London, Bijan. They got somebody else. I can't think about it. But speaking of somebody else, going somewhere else, again and again and again, is this guy, Kenny freaking Pickett, Kyle Pitts. Damn, what the fuck I was saying Michael Pitts for? Pittsburgh Big Dog said Kyle Pitts has been wasted for years. True that. Now he got a QB. Let's see. Kirk Cousins, I thought he was going to bring him alive. He couldn't even do it. Kirk Cousins is done. But Kenny Pickett is not done. He's traded again. How many times can this guy get traded? But this is what you got to give Kenny Pickett some credit for. No matter how you explain how he gets this credit, because I could explain it, but nobody's going to want to hear me explain how Kenny Pickett keeps getting traded. But one thing we do know, if you've been traded and traded and traded, you're a wanted man for whatever reason. People keep giving up assets for Kenny freaking Pickett. Now, Pittsburgh Big Dog, I know you was a fan at one point. I was a fan at one point. I wanted Kenny Pickett to do well. It was the story. And he played well at Pitt. Yes, traded again. And that's another saga in the Cleveland Browns story, which we could get into. Because that's one guy out of the way. And why isn't another team just waiting for them to cut somebody? Why are you giving up assets to Kenny Pickett? And let's talk about the team, though. The Raiders. Just talked about them being the sleeper team. You got Tom Brady in the office upstairs, running things. You got Pete Carroll, a veteran college and pro coach. They want Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is a wanted man. You cannot deny that. He got out of Pittsburgh, went to Philly, a great organization. Howie Roseman, the best GM in the league, wanted Kenny freaking Pickett. Then they swindled his way out of there once they used him and found another backup. They said, oh, you want to give us a 4th round, third, whatever the Browns gave up to the Eagles for him? Yeah, we'll take that for a backup quarterback. Here you go. But the Browns wanted him. If Kenny Pickett didn't get hurt, Kenny Pickett had a chance to be the starter because you gave away assets. So you obviously wanted the man. You wanted to give him a chance. But that didn't happen. We didn't see Kenny Pickett play one down in the preseason. And now he's gone off to the Raiders. And we can see if he can rejuvenate his career. One thing we know, he's with people that have rejuvenated his career. Pete Carroll rejuvenated his career. He used to be the coach for the New England Patriots, got kicked out the league, had to go to back to college, made it back to the pros, became a Super Bowl champion, should have won 2, had one of the best defenses ever. So Pete Carroll's a rebound guy. Then he goes with Geno Smith, who we all know that story, a rebound guy. Now Pittsburgh Big Dog says we got to admit Pickett was a bum, 26 and beaten on teenagers in college. Yeah, Steelers fell for the BS, thinking who was Dan Marino. Terrible. Now, they definitely felt the Dan Marino ghost on them on that one. Because they passed up on Dan Marino back in the day, and they always hated themselves for that. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls in the 70s and could have cruised into the 80s with Dan Marino as their quarterback. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And guess what happened to the Steelers in the 80s? Not worst we ever been, but we was bad, dog. That's when we grew up, Pittsburgh Big Dog. They was bad. But we were still loyal fans, though, all through it. We was loyal fans, but Dan Marino was down in Miami lighting it up, and we had him in our hands, dog. We had him in our hands. So, yes, terrible. Kenny Pickett. I hate to call Kenny Pickett a bum because he ain't as bad as people. Bum. That's a status I hate to put on people. He's a wanted man. I tell you that. Keeps getting traded. He looks like he's going to be a career backup. At least that's how I started. But once again, like I said, he's matched up with Geno, who was a career backup, and all of a sudden, he's $35, $40 million man right now. You know what I'm saying? Later in his career. So maybe that'll happen to Kenny Pickett, man. Keep working out, Kenny Pickett. We gonna see what's up with that, all right? Back to it. Let's talk about some money, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some money, and let's talk about some contracts. You know what I'm saying? Because my man Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, just got his contract today and wound up signing a 3-year deal for $96 million. Yeah, to Terry McLaurin. Yep, 3-year deal, $96 million. That is $32 million a year if I do my math right. His passing stats says he's a bum. It is what it is, huh, Pittsburgh big dog? One down, two to go, legendary. Now look, I was trying to move on, and you're right. You're right. That's the part I forgot. That is the part I forgot. That one thing we know is Shedeur ain't cut yet. And one guy out the way. Yes, sir, Pittsburgh big dog. Yes, sir. It is about time they gave Scary Terry his bread. But yeah, now we got on the 3 quarterbacks on the roster. Looks like they're going to keep Dillon Gabriel. And like I said last night, if you watched the show, I said it last night. I got a feeling Shedeur Sanders will not be cut by the Browns. He will not be traded by the Browns. But he will not be dressing week 1. It'll be Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco with a helmet. And Shedeur Sanders will be on the sideline with a baseball hat. Still on the roster, but you can only dress so many of them. And they'll figure this shit out later. Okay? So the story ain't over, but the hype is done. And his brother Shiloh, looking like his dad, smacking people in the face on the field, getting kicked out the game. Not a good look for Shiloh. So he's on the waiver wire right now. I really doubt if he get picked up. But if he passed through the waiver wire, then somebody will scoop him as a free agent maybe. So Pittsburgh Big Dog says, man, I was hoping Shedeur would be traded. I feel you on that. I feel you on that too. It's just that I think they still see him as an asset. They ain't that stupid. They might be acting dumb, fucking around with him, but they ain't that dumb. LAB, what you saying again? No, he won't. Yes, what that mean? Talk about Shedeur. No, he won't have a baseball hat. Pittsburgh Big Dog say Browns trash organization don't deserve Shedeur. They really don't. They don't deserve him, but you know what? They need his ass, and they don't even see it. That's why they trash, like you said. They don't even see it. If this is true, I'm calling conspiracy on this, man. There's too many games being played. They know what the fuck they doing. Rumor is Steelers might give Shiloh a look. He kind of slim on safety. Definitely a special teamer. Get him up in there. Mike Tomlin love his special teamers. He seemed like he'll play hard at all times. So that's what's up. We shall see. I learned a lot on your Facebook page about the Steelers cuts. Big Pittsburgh Big Dog. How about Lou Nichols, man, getting cut by the Steelers? What you think is up with that, man? You think he's going to get picked up right away? Lou Nichols had a very good preseason, but I could tell by the time he was getting in the game that he wasn't making the team. You could tell. I mean, if you've been watching Mike Tomlin do the preseason for long enough, you know what's about to happen. He won't dress like you said is what I meant. Okay. Right. Right. I believe it. Could be wrong, but if they put 3 quarterbacks on the roster, I think that's too much. You only need 2 quarterbacks on the roster. Then you have an emergency one with a helmet. Who's we can take them? LAB, who's we can take them? All right, like I said, Scary Terry got his money. Moving on from that, Micah Parsons still ain't got his bread. Let's see what Jerry Jones got to say. So let's listen up.
It would have made him the highest guaranteed player other than a quarterback in the NFL. What I offered Michael 60 days ago would get those 3 or 4 players. And yet I offered it to him because I agree with you. I was saying right then I wanted him more than 3 players. What he has been offered, what he has been guaranteed, what he has been offered. So it's not a question of whether or not I agree with you or not. I do agree with you very much. We don't think it was an offer.
No quarterback in the league today.
It would have made him the highest guaranteed player other than a quarterback in the NFL. It would have made him.
All right, so you heard Jerry Jones say that he's talking to Michael Irvin right there, discussing Micah's contract and why it's not done yet. There's you know, and it kind of summed it up right there. I think Micah Parsons wants to be the highest paid player, and Jerry Jones is only willing to make him the highest guaranteed player in the NFL. Just like TJ Watt's contract worked out to where they made him they kind of rearranged his contract so it wouldn't really hurt the team with the guaranteed money. Did the same thing with TJ Watt. And Michael Parsons wants to be that. He wants to be over TJ Watt, obviously. Black Hill says, I truly believe Sanders will be traded. Maybe not right away, but he showed other teams around the league what he can do. So let a team starter get hurt and his name will get thrown around a lot. Very true. There's going to be a lot of injuries coming up. Because a lot of dudes they ain't playing the preseason. Will be a lot of hamstrings, Achilles, and stuff like that. Speaking of somebody that didn't play in the preseason, our quarterback Aaron Rodgers, I think that was a good look for Aaron Rodgers not to play in the preseason, even though he's on a new team. He's on a new team. Why ain't you going out there and playing quarterback in the preseason? Now, people want to say, oh, he's old. Mike Tomlin don't want to risk injury. I get all that, but Joe Burrow didn't care. Patrick Mahomes didn't care. Now, Lamar Jackson, you didn't see him. Josh Allen, you didn't see him, but just different than me, man. Them dudes been in their offenses since they've been in the league. This is a new offense for Aaron Rodgers. I think he needed to be out there. But speaking on another Stiller, Cam Hayward, his situation is kind of winding up with the Steelers. He's done with his hold-in, but he didn't get the results he wanted. All right, so Cam Hayward, the Steelers says here, the Steelers have pretty much never folded to someone in Hayward's position. Not only is he 36 years old, but he just signed a new extension last year. After playing under those terms for just 1 year, coming back to ask for some kind of restructure is not something that Pittsburgh would typically be interested in. During a recent appearance on Pardon My Take NFL, Mike Florio was discussing the hold-in situation from both Micah and Terry McLaurin while going on a rant about the hold-in eventually have to be resolved. He threw in a little nuggets about Hayward and the Steelers, suggesting that Pittsburgh pretty much let Hayward know that any of the off-field funny business was over and that it is time to get ready for the regular season. All right, so Hayward, he tried it. And I knew the whole time it ain't like he was going to miss no games. He wasn't going to miss no money. He wasn't going to do that to his teammates. I think he was being very patient with the Steelers because they had their Aaron Rodgers situation going on, and then TJ Watt wanted his money. Now, TJ Watt's his boy, right? So, to me, I think that's ignorant. LAB, Pittsburgh Big Dog, Black Hill, you tell me if I'm right or wrong, but you asking the boss for money right now, and I know you asking the boss for money. Matter of fact, you asking the boss for the most money in the NFL history. And if I'm your boy, I'm not supposed to go to the boss and ask for a raise at the same time as you. That's ignorant to me. Now you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Now Black Hill says, I love Parsons, but he's no JJ Watt. Yeah, because Parsons not that guy, bruh. I explained that on another show. He's really not that guy in a certain way. Okay? Pittsburgh Big Dog says them QBs ain't old like A-Rod. Yeah, I feel you on that. But doesn't that carry over into other things too? Not only his physical condition, his mental condition also. His timing with brand new receivers. I know they went to Malibu and all that, and they've been practicing hard, but nothing's like the real game, Pittsburgh Big Dog. You do know that. But there's more than one way to skin a cat. That was Mike Tomlin's decision. I ain't mad because the man ain't hurt. But at the same time, you could have threw him out there a little bit. We could have seen what we had, fixed a couple things. You know, you never know. All right, so LAB says a trade for Sanders will take high picks for a guy drafted in the 5th round. I know. That's wild. That's wild. And that's another thing. What do you get? What do you get for Shedeur? Picked him in the 5th round, but it seems like you might want more than that. Anything less than that ain't really worth trading him. You might as well keep him, right? So anyway, Pittsburgh Big Dog says Cam took the roster bonus. Sit your old ass down, Cam, and play ball. That's what they told him. Black Ill says at LAB, and that's why the Browns are holding on to him. No doubt. Agreed. All right, let's move on, man. It's time for fantasy football, man. So it's time to break down these divisions, man. All right. So, hey, y'all, hang in there, man. We're going to go to halftime right quick, man. Why not? Going to get me some extra water and hit the head. I'll be right back, man. Real quick, all right? It's halftime, baby. Yeah, you know what it is. Right back, 2-2, baby. Ow. Yeah.
Pandora.
Yeah. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. It ain't over till it's over. Pull back, run you over. It's the halftime show. We need a turnover. Pick 6. It's your boy Filthy Rich. Turn me up in this bitch. Hit the like button. That's the right button. Call in to the show if you know something, but you probably know nothing. Not my fault that you're playing for the wrong team, wrong scheme. Strike you out like Paul schemes. It was all a dream. You never gon' win a thing. Nah. Yeah, you know what it is. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. Ow, you know what it is, baby. That's the halftime show. We back. Like I said, we're going to talk some fantasy football, break down these rosters real quick. East and West, AFC, and the NFC, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. I appreciate y'all in the chat. That's for sure. Hey, best sports show in your city, in my city. You know what it is, baby. It's the underground. Yeah, let's talk some fantasy football. Why not, LAB? Ain't that right? You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man. That's what we do, little fantasy football. We don't got no preseason game this week. The preseason's over, so this is everybody's week, the draft day team. You know what I'm saying? You got to get deep into it. And I've seen some wild things, man. There's some wild things over the preseason. Some rookies that you might need to pick. You know what I'm saying? That's the sleeper. We talking about sleeper teams. Now we got to be talking about sleeper players in fantasy football, man. Don't be scared to share your sleeper player with me. Now, LAB, I get it if you don't want to share yours, but Pittsburgh Big Dog, show me some love, you know what I'm saying? Black Ill, tell me something, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to tell y'all something that I don't know if you should pick this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? But I seen him high on some draft boards, on some mock draft boards, and that's Ashton Jeanty out in LA, not LA, Las Vegas for the Raiders. Now, I know it's just the preseason, and Black Ill, you already said it, man. You already said it. You can't look at the preseason too much. But Ashton Jeanty, coming off a Heisman Trophy candidate season with over 2,000 yards, only had 12 attempts in the preseason for 37 yards. 12 for 37. So I don't know if that's going to work out for Ashton Jeanty. He really didn't jump off the screen. He did a couple things. Y'all let me know if you still got faith in Ashton Jeanty. Y'all still think he's a first-round pick at running back. The Ill City Draft is on Sunday, LAB says. Yes, sir. What time, brother? What time is that? Now, speaking of preseason shows death, it does show death. It does show death. Now, when it comes to fantasy football, let's see if we can find some things as we break down this roster here. And let me get to my roster. It's 9 p.m. That's a good time for me. Usually I'm doing the show, but I'm going to do both at the same time. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, what you going to do with your fantasy football team? And speaking of fantasy, not even fantasy, let's talk some pick'em, man. Y'all know how to play pick'em because I'm looking for 4 people to make it 5. I'm the 5th guy. But let's play pick'em this year, all right? And I'm going to show y'all what pick'em is. If you don't know what pigskin pick'em is, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it, all right? So we're going to do it right here on the show. And, you know, I'll tell everybody live, you know what I mean, the teams you picked for the week. And we'll get each other's cash app. Everybody cash app me $10. And with the 5 guys playing, if you win pick 'em that week, you get the $50 for the hell of it. You know what I'm saying? So I need 4 cats. I got 3 cats in here now. Pittsburgh, Big Dog, LAB, Marv. We up in here. Y'all want to play pick 'em or not? You know what I'm saying? So whoever get the most wins in pick 'em that week wins. It's just that simple. You pick your teams, and I'll take your money. How about that? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know I'm good for at least 9 wins a week. So you're gonna have to beat that. So let me know if y'all in for pick'em. Let me know. All right. So let's get to these divisions real quick, and we're gonna start out with the East. And the AFC East. We have the Buffalo Bills. All right, so, you know, it is what it kind of is for the Bills. Of course, we got Josh Allen, the winter soldier, at quarterback. His new backup is Mitchell Trubisky. Black Eel says, yes, sir. Let's do the pick'em. I got 1 for pick'em. Okay, my bad. LAB says, let's get it. I got 2 for pick'em. That's 3. We need 2 more. Let's find us 2 more. Got to be somebody that watched the show, though, man. We need 2 more people to play pick'em. I'll announce it again next show and keep announcing it. We're going to get some more people. Pittsburgh Big Dog, let me know if you in. All right, anybody else in the chat out there, check in. Let me know. Of course, our wide receiver. Oh, not bad. Let's not skip running back. James Cook. They got a little depth. Ray Davis is a decent running back. Is his backup out of Kentucky a couple years back. Let's see. Ty Johnson from the Jets and Frank Gore Jr. is their 4th-string running back. He's not been cut yet. He played for the Jets receiver. You got the regular guys for them, Shakir, Keon Coleman, and they did pick up 2 cats that I think is going to help them. Actually, 3 cats. They picked up Joshua Palmer. I don't know if y'all remember him. He was having a good season for the Chargers last year. Elijah Moore, who was having a good season for the Cleveland Browns last year, helped Joe Flacco win a couple games last year for them. And Curtis Samuel, coming from, I think he was playing for Washington last. No, I think he played for Buffalo last year. Yeah, he had 31 receptions last year. Now, the other guy I really wanted to talk about is KJ Hamler. Can he get his career together? He was real good at Penn State. And Laviska Shenault. LAB, you know a lot about Laviska Shenault. He's on Buffalo's roster right now. He had big aspirations coming out of college. Didn't do much. In the preseason this year for them, he had 2 receptions for 30 yards. And he's on the roster. So they're deep at wide receiver. And that ain't good for opposition when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. And we ain't even talk about the tight ends. They up next. Still got Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. So you know them 2 go hard. Dawson Knox, he ain't really getting over the hill. He's only in his, what season is he in? He's 28 years old, though, so he probably been in the league for about 5 years. So anyway, offensive line's always been solid. Dion Dawkins is the catalyst, is the anchor on that offensive line. But let's go to defense. They run a base 4-3 defense. They got good pass rushers. Ed Oliver is big in the middle. Rosu on the outside. He was killing the Steelers one game. I remember that. And Joey Bosa, they brought him in from the Chargers. So they finally got, I mean, man, if this team get a pass rush, they could be dangerous. You know? They brought in Shaq Thompson, LAB, you know about him from Carolina. LAB in the chat says Lamar Jackson is high sleeper pick for the first round. Okay, still talking fantasy. I feel you on that. First round, though, nobody's picking a quarterback in the first round, but hey, the earlier the better when it comes to a guy like Lamar Jackson. But back to the Buffalo Bills. Their DBs, Tre'Davious White's pretty cool. Christian Benford, ain't really down with him at the other corner. Taylor Rapp at safety. And that's about it right there. Wrap up the defense. So they should be better on defense this year. And that's it for the Bills, man. The Bills going to be the Bills. It was 1-2 in the preseason. But like we've been talking about the preseason, definitely don't tell the whole story. We can catch a couple snippets. All right, off to the Miami Dolphins, man. Let's check out their roster and see what's good with the Dolphins, man. And the depth chart. Coming out of Tennessee, he's number 5 for them. Okay, he had 13 carries for 19 yards in the preseason. Not much. 4th round pick in 2024. Okay, so that was last year. So he's a young boy out of Tennessee. Jalen Wright, huh? I'm losing it on that one. I don't know that cat, but maybe we need to watch out for him because he's Devon A-Chain's backup. It was Alexander Madison, but he's on the IR. And Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon was going off in the preseason. He had 26 carries for 126 yards in this preseason. He's a big running back out of Oklahoma State. I really liked him. He's the biggest back they got, so I got a feeling he's going to be getting the ball. Now, wide receiver, same old story. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle lead the room. They did pick up Nick Westbrook from Tennessee. He played pretty decent for them. And Jalen Waddle, and Malik Washington. He's a young rookie dude. I think he might be a second-year guy. Yeah, got picked last year in the 6th round. Malik Washington out of Virginia. Real quick, I seen a nice little highlight of him. He had 7 receptions for 59 yards in the TD in the preseason. He juked the shit out of some dude and rolled out. So he's their slot receiver this year. So he got some weapons, man. Moving on to tight end, they lost Jonnu Smith to the Steelers, but replaced him with Darren Waller. Darren Waller should do some things. He made a comeback to the NFL. He said he was retired, made a comeback, and now he's playing for the Dolphins. So the Dolphins is reloaded on offense. They should be able to do their thing. Now, their base 4-3 defense, Bradley Chubb was pretty decent pass rushing. Chop Robinson didn't really live up to his name, but maybe he can get better. He's a pass rusher out of Penn State who's in his 2nd season. He was their 1st round pick last year. Of course, they pick up Micah Fitzpatrick at free safety. He should make them better. So one thing I do know about Miami's defense, they are known for the no-name defense. That's when they went undefeated and won a Super Bowl. And last year, no one talked about them, but they were ranked like 4 in defense last year. And nobody talked about the Miami Dolphins defense. So I'm telling you, if they can put this defense together and Miami can keep Tua upright, they can be a sleeper team too. They can definitely be a sleeper team. All right. Let's get back to my next team. That's enough for Miami. Or on New England at this point. Now, New England. Very, very interesting. We didn't talk about New England. I told you this would bring out all the sleeper teams. When we go through these rosters, we got a chance to see who's going to be the sleeper or not. You know what I'm saying? When we just guessing, but hey, you might be able to win a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that last night too, on betting on Super Bowl winners right now. But I'll skip that for today, and we'll get into that on another show. But our quarterback for the New England Patriots, sophomore season, Drake May. Was Drake May have a sophomore slump or what? Backup quarterback, Josh Dobbs. Now, where I'm impressed at is their running back room. Ramondre Stevenson, we all know he's a beast. Travion Henderson showed that he was a beast in the preseason. Let me check his preseason stats. 5 carries, 38 yards, but he had that big kick return on special teams, and he had a touchdown. So he put in his work. Looked like they didn't want to give him the ball too much. Antonio Gibson, who used to play for Washington Redskins, is out there as the third running back. Now, they've much improved that wide receiver, too. Stephon Diggs, of course, Demario Douglas, and Kyle Williams is the slot receiver. He's a rookie. Very impressive rookie. When you get time, go look at Kyle Williams. Complete route runner, dog. I'm telling you. All right? Now, as a backup receiver, I like Mac Hollins. That's who they got at one of their backup receivers. They still got Kendrick Bourne and Booty. Kayshawn Booty still out there. All right? Hunter Henry still our tight end. And right there for the New England Patriots, that run game. That's where it's at. And you know who their coach is now. So they want to run the ball. He had Derrick Henry running his motherfucking feet off. So when he got a good running back, he know how to give him the ball. Now this is not one of them other little no-name defenses. They still got Jabril Peppers at free safety, Kyle Duggar at safety. That's probably their best two positions. Everybody else is kind of unknown. Keon White. Robert Spillane, though, they picked him up. He was one of the leading tacklers last year. Talking fantasy football, he's a great defender to have, Robert Spillane. He led the league in tackles for a lot of the season last year. So Robert Spillane would be a great pickup in fantasy football. All right. And that's pretty much it for the Patriots. Let's check out the Jets. Last but not least, the Jets came in last place in that division last year. But they tried to be on an upswing. Let's see if the Jets might be a sleeper team. All right, Justin Fields at quarterback, the running backs for the Jets. All right, but they got a new coach, Aaron Glenn, new coaching staff. We shall see how that works out. But Aaron Rodgers said they had the worst running game in the league last year. So I personally don't think it was that bad, but we shall see. All right, Garrett Wilson leads the wide receivers. Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith, Malachi Corley. Don't sound good, do it, fellas. I mean, Garrett Wilson's a dog, but everybody else is like, who? Except for Alan Lazard, he's about 80 years old. Come on, dog. Tight end Mason Taylor, who? Exactly. Who is Mason Taylor, bro? Tight end number 85 is all we know. 1 catch, 4 yards in the preseason. All right, that's it for the New York's offense. On defense, now the Jets was the top 5 defense last year too. And you know, linebackers are solid. Quincy Williams, Sherwood. Defensive line is solid. Quentin Williams out of Alabama. Been holding down ever since he been there. And then with the D-backs, you got Sauce Gardner. So they got a guy on all 3 levels, and they performed last year. So there's no reason to think with Aaron Glenn coming in that the Jets won't perform on defense. The key to the Jets is going to be what the key was for the Bears when they had Justin Fields is, can he perform? Can he win football games in the clutch? Can he throw passes in the clutch to get third down conversions? That's the key. All right. Let's move on to let's see the NFC East. Now, let's talk about them old Cowboys. All right, let's check these depth chart out. You know what I'm saying? We already know about the big accusation at wide receiver, but of course we got Dak Prescott at quarterback. People be hating on Joe Milton. Is their backup quarterback who impressed in the preseason. Let's see what his stats look like. 397 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also threw 2 interceptions. So if he got in the game, he's capable. Now, the running back room is not great, but improved, I should say. Javonte Williams from Denver comes over. Miles Sanders from Carolina comes over. Jaden Blue from Texas in college comes through. And they got a little hookup here. Javonte Williams is the bruiser. Miles Sanders is the little scatty back. And Jaden Blue is the young boy. He can do a little bit of everything, all right? Of course, we know what it is at wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jalen Colbert, Kevontae Turpin. They're going to have to hold it down. They also picked up Jonathan Mingo, who is kind of a bust so far, but they'll see if maybe Dak Prescott can get him together, all right? Tight end, they paid Jake Ferguson got his money, so he's been balling. And the offensive line is always good in Dallas, man. That's one thing, Jerry. We know this defense is suspect. We know this defense is suspect. And without Micah, they just going to be more suspect. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Diggs has not stepped up to his potential that he showed us in his rookie year. Deron Bland never got back to form like he was when he got his 6 interceptions. And they really don't have any other names that jump off the screen. All right? Now let's move on to the New York Giants, my sleeper team right here. We shall see. I might be wrong, but I'm running with the Giants, 3-0 in the preseason. That doesn't mean shit. That's not why it's my sleeper team. I just like what I seen, and I like this roster. Russell Wilson, I believe he'll have more success than he had in Pittsburgh. Remains to be seen, but that's my prediction. Jackson Dart is the backup, of course. Looked great in his preseason debut. In the following games also. The Giants also threw up 42 points in one of those wins in the preseason, 34 points in another win, and 31 points in another win. So they've been moving the rock on every level. Now let's talk about running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Devil Singletary in the backfield, and a new rookie added in Cam Scatterboo, who's the big guy. I like that. I like that. They should be able to, give it to a little bit of everybody and move the rock. Malik Neighbors, a true number 1 receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson, who's their slot receiver, and Darius Slayton on the outside, on the other side of Malik Neighbors. Then you got Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee, who's a big, tall, deep ball threat. Gunnar Osowski still. Will he make the team? They got a slew of receivers. DeQuan Felton, I seen him make some big plays. But Jordan Humphrey, I seen him make some big plays. These are no-name dudes that I think will step up. But Jordan Humphrey is 6'4", 225 pounds. So, yeah, I think the Giants will move the ball this year. And we got to get into the defense. Wasn't great last year, but, man, they don't even have their number 1 pick, Abdul Carter, slated as a starter. But he's going to come in and probably be a little bit of everywhere. You ain't going to know where Abdul Carter's at. Picked up Brian Burns last year. Still got Dexter Lawrence. Got Thibodeau, who was their first pick a while back. Micah McFadden still leading in that linebacker. So, yeah, I think the Giants got potential on defense. Let me say that much. Though this division's tough because, of course, the next team, 2 teams I'm going to go over is in it. Philadelphia Eagles up next on the depth chart. All right, LAB says spaghetti sauce is a monster. Joe Milton from Tennessee Vols. I know you fucks with Tennessee. The Cowboys got Milton. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, LAB. He's their backup quarterback, and he played pretty well in the preseason. Too many interceptions, but it is what it is. Reason he's the backup. All right, off to your Eagles, LAB. Of course, Jalen Hurts didn't play a damn play in the preseason, I don't believe. Where am I lying? Let me check the stats. Nope, no preseason stats. I was right. His backup's pretty decent. Tanner McKee and Sam Howell's the third guy. Saquon Barkley, of course, our running back. But the other running backs is what impressed me. Will Shipley and A.J. Dillon. They even got Will Shipley as the backup on the roster right now. Will Shipley balled out in the preseason. Let me see how many yards he had. 7 carries, 48 yards. That was all in one game. I'm pretty much seeing that. He's out of Clemson, and A.J. Dillon's a dog, too. He had 8 carries for 34 yards, 4.3 a carry. And them thighs on A.J. Dillon, boy, he's a beast, man. His backfield's crazy right now. We already know the receiver room's crazy just off of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Now they got Jahan Dotson, who's coming from Washington a couple years ago. Ania Smith, who's out of Georgia. And John Mechie, third, they just traded for not too long ago. Johnny Wilson's also on IR, but he's a big dude. He'll be coming back soon, 6'6", 228 pounds. But when you're on IR, you're out for 4 weeks. I don't know his injury. That's messed up because I thought he was going to do some things, but he'll be back and they'll use him. He had 3 receptions for 73 yards in his preseason. Get it? Yeah, you probably get that. And we ain't got to talk about the offensive line at all in Philadelphia. Best offensive line in the league. And we really don't need to talk about the defense. Best defense in the league. You know who you got. Cooper DeJean back there. Now they starting Quinyon Mitchell because they let Slay go. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith Jr. They all going to do their thing, pass rushing. Kobe Dean. But the one I really want to talk about is their first round pick, Jahad Campbell. He's going to be the X factor this year in this defense. Not that they need one, but I'm telling you, Jahad Campbell out of Alabama, best middle linebacker in college football last year, ball. He's going to fucking ball. Watch out for number 30. And I'm going to end it like that on the Eagles. Last but not least, of course, Washington Commanders in the NFC East. Of course, we got the sophomore, Jaden Daniels. Will Jaden Daniels have a sophomore slump? Hey, man, it happens. One of these guys going to have one. Focus, LAB says, and they just commented, based on Brand from Greensboro, Grimsley High School. Okay. And back to the Washington's roster. Austin Eckler's the starter. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who basically took the Commanders by storm. He's their backup, might wind up being their starter. Jeremy Nichols, he was there last year, put in work, is their third stringer. Terry McLaurin is the starting wide receiver, just got his contract today. And Deebo Samuels and Noah Brown, you can't beat that. Luke McCaffrey, KJ Osborne, Jalen Lane. This is why I think Jaden Daniels will not have a sophomore slump. Receiver core is nice and unselfish. Yeah, it's going to be on in this division right here. Might be the best division of football. Still got Zach Ertz at tight end. And the line protected him last year. I don't see any reason they shouldn't do it again this year. And Jaden Daniels will probably protect himself if he have to and just take the fuck off. Now, the defense looks pretty much the same as last year except for the addition of Vaughn Miller. Starting linebacker across from Frankie Vulu and Bobby Wagner. That's a good linebacker crew. Luvu, Wagner, and Miller. Yeah, bruh. Remember, they brought in Marshawn Lattimore late last year. Now he's definitely part of the team. Deron Payne's a monster down low. Jaden Daniels is here to stay, y'all, for sure. Jaden Daniels is here to stay. All right, let's. That was the AFC East and the NFC East. If you like the show, hit the like button. If you're new and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. It's your host, Filthy Rich, man. Almost done here. I got my AFC West and NFC West breakdown real quick, so let's get right into it, man. Denver Broncos last year made the playoffs. Let's see what they could do. We're going to check out this roster and see who we got on this squad, man. Who might do something, all right? Bo Nix, of course, the starting quarterback. Jarrett Stidham, who used to play in New England, is the backup. And Sam Ehlinger, he was a good college quarterback. Where'd he go? Texas, that's right. He's from Texas. Preseason stats, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did pretty decent. So they got the quarterback room straight. Running back, they are the team that finally picked up J.K. Dobbins, and they got him listed as the starter. I love it. In Denver, R.J. Harvey, their first-round draft pick, is slated as the backup. And look, they say he's the man. He might be one of your 13 carries, 47 yards. I mean, that's better than what's his name? Aston Genty, and a touchdown. So yeah, I'll take it, R.J. Harvey. Hold on, let's R.J. Harvey, 5'8", small guy though, 5'8", 205. That ain't real small though. You 5'8", 205, you thick. All right, wide receiver, Cortland Sutton, pretty much the bunch from last year. Marvin Mims Jr., Troy Franklin. Who's Troy Franklin? Oh, yeah, number 11. Yeah, he did his thing last year. Preseason stats, 9 receptions, 90 yards, 10 to grab. I'll take that. He's a deep ball threat. And those are the 3 big names that they got. Last year, offensive line was straight. Last year, their defense was top 10. I don't know exactly what they were, but defense was real good last year. They might have been top 5, too, matter of fact. But, yeah, they got pass rushers everywhere. Alex Singleton, Greenlaw, linebacker. Who was the defensive end? I think it was Nick Benito. He's a linebacker, outside linebacker. He was getting the pressure. And, of course, they got PS2, Patrick Surtain, and Riley Moss is decent. The other white corner, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to give Dijon all the credit. Deshaun Cooper. Cooper DeJean. Said it backwards. Cooper DeJean all the credit, but hey, Riley Moss is the other white receiver. LAB says, boo that dude. Who we talking about? My bad. Bo that dude. Bo Nix. Yeah, Bo Nix is that guy. That was your guy last year. I remember that. Bo Nix is that guy. We shall see. Will he have a sophomore slump, though? LAB, it don't look like you going to say yes to that. Somebody going to have a sophomore slump. Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels. Who else we got? Who else is a sophomore this year at quarterback? Oh, Drake May. Caleb Williams. Shit. Caleb Williams ain't get out the slump yet. So let's move on. Denver Broncos was my first team in the West. Next team up, KC Chiefs. KC Chiefs, you know how they keep it boring, but they keep winning. That's one thing we know. Patrick Mahomes is the starter. Gardner Minshew is his backup. That boy keep a job. Isaiah Pacheco at running back, and wrong with Kareem Hunt again, and Elijah Mitchell. They used to play for San Fran. Now, they picked him in the late rounds, and he used to play wide receiver. Then he started playing running back, so he's a dual threat. And you know Andy Reid know how to use them dudes, man. So we see, man. And that's another sleeper's pick you might want to pick at the end of the draft. Pick him up in free agency. I'm giving away all my tips, but that's all right, man. Watch the show. I'm telling you, it's here, baby. It's here. Rashee Rice at wide receiver. He might get suspended. You definitely want to pick him up in fantasy and link him up with Patrick Mahomes. You're going to get some numbers, but he might miss about 3 or 4 games from suspension. Juju Smith, they still got. Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. Jalen Royals, he's a good guy in college too. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, you know, Andy Reid's going to learn how to use them. All right, still got Travis Kelce and Noah Gray, of course. Is Travis Kelce getting too hard? We shall old. I should say, is he getting too old? We shall see. We shall see. All right. Now, the defense has been solid for a while. Haven't really lost anybody. Still got Trent McDuffie. Still got Tranquil and Nick Bolton at linebacker. So they should be cool. They know how to put it together. As long as they got them 2 boys at linebackers, they got their pass rusher and Chris Jones and Kalorfis, they should be right. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but that George Carter Lefetis been getting busy for a while. All right, so yeah, that's the Chiefs. You know the Chiefs is boring, but they keep winning, man. Everybody hate the Chiefs. My question is for the Chiefs, will they have a Super Bowl hangover? This might be the year for them. This might be for the year. Now, one of my sleeper teams I was kind of talking about is them LA Raiders. New head coach in town. They got a new quarterback in town, and Geno Smith. Kenny Pickett stay backup. Already slated as the backup. Aiden O'Connell did get hurt, and that's why Kenny Pickett is in, all right? Running back, Ashton Dempsey, Rasheem Morset, Zamir White, and that's about it, all right? Jacoby Myers, Amari Cooper. I didn't see that. Get the fuck out of here. This is new. Where did I miss this shit? Back with the Raiders. He ain't even got a number yet. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, they needed that. Sleeper team, here we come. Dante Thornton Jr., don't sleep on him. Rookie out of Tennessee, LAB. Big, tall receiver Jack Beck out of TCU. So they looking for a lot of young guys to step up. I like it. Trey Tucker, he's a third-year receiver. He's number 1 for them out of, they arranged some stuff on that. But on defense, of course, one of the best pass rushers in the league. Max Crosby is the leader of that defense. Eldon Roberts, they picked him up for the Steelers. We'll see what he can do. Cornerback Darian Porter's decent. They picked up Jeremy Chin at safety. Don't really like Jeremy Chin myself. I don't know. This defense might be the downfall of these guys, but Pete Carroll's known to bring these defenses up. So we shall see about the Raiders. All right. Up next, and last but not least, LA Chargers. Now, everybody's high on the LA Chargers, man. Everybody's, they made the playoffs, so they don't qualify for a sleeper team, but everybody think they can step up, and the real reason is Harbaugh. Harbaugh always gets people to overachieve. Now, let's see if he can do it again, all right? LA Chargers, of course, Justin Herbert is the starter. Taylor Heineke is their backup quarterback. Trey Lance is their third guy, okay? I'm surprised Trey Lance is not the second guy because he played well in the preseason. Now, they got Najee Harris slated as their number 1 running back, but he's got an O by his name because he's still out with the eye. I got a feeling that he's going to be ready for the preseason. Their number 1 draft pick, Omarion Hampton, of course, That might be a quality free fantasy football pick right there. Got to look into the Mario Hampton because you know he's going to get the ball. At wide receiver, Lad McConkey, Trey Harris, Jalen Rager, Quentin Johnson, who's got the dropsies, but that's okay. And Keenan Allen came back. So they put something together. They got something they can run out there with. And Justin Herbert's going to have to overachieve. Will Disley's always been a good tight end. He's getting old. Little old. He was around in Seattle. Yeah, he's been around for a while. 29 years old, Will Disley. We'll see what they do with that. They should be really looking for a new tight end, for real, for real. Tyler Conklin, he might get some run. Oh, yeah, and they do got Oronde Gadsden. That's Oronde Gadsden's son that used to play for Miami back in the day. They got him at tight end out of Syracuse. Maybe he'll step up and be the starter by the end of the season. So maybe he's somebody you want to keep in your eyes on fantasy. I got a feeling he might break out. He's a big dude. Let's check him out of Syracuse, 5th-round pick, 6'5", 236. He had 7 receptions for 80 yards in the TD in the preseason. I told you, this is where you're going to find him out here on the underground, man. All right, Chargers on defense. They was pretty good on defense, you know. Jim Harbaugh, he also brings this too. He still got Khalil Mack out there. Denzel Perryman, been playing well for years. Dante Jackson at cornerback. And those are the big names right there. So, you know, they'll be able to put something together because that's just what Harbaugh do. He going to have dudes in the right place at the right time. And it is what it is. So, yeah, let's see what the Chargers can do and with that roster. So that's the AFC West. Like I said, this was my East and West. That's down to the last division. Let's go with the NFC West right here, all right? First team up, Arizona Cardinals, all right? Now, the Arizona Cardinals, all right? So, running back, James Conner is still, and then they ain't really got nobody behind him, man. Trey Benson, Amari Mark, never heard of this dude. DJ Dallas, though, I used to like him in Seattle, but he's their 4th stringer. So Marvis Harris Jr., who was kind of a I like receiver. Don't look like it's going to be a good year for the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe they'll surprise us, but I don't know. Trey McBride at tight end, he's a baller. He's up there with Brock Bowers all last year. There's a reason for that. You see the short at wide receiver. Okay? Kyler Murray got to get the ball off. I don't think it's about the offensive line not blocking well. He got to make better decisions. Now, defense, they kind of went all out. They went and got an old Calais Campbell, which I think they can use. They went and got Josh Sweat from Philadelphia Eagles, which I think they can use, and get some pass rush and get some rush on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They still got Buda Baker, who's the leader of that defense out there. And we'll see what they can do something else with this no-name defense. But this year, this is going to be a tough division. So let's move on to the next team. And the team that make it a real tough division, if they can get right, is the Los Angeles Rams. All right? So what I mean by get right is Matthew Stafford ain't played a game in the preseason because he's been having back problems. All right? And back problems ain't good for an old quarterback who got to sling the ball 60 yards, 50 yards, 40 yards. That's a long way. Your back is everything. So hopefully, I mean, they don't have him marked out or questionable or nothing, so maybe he's cool. He got his rest, but backs like to come back and come and go when they want to, so we shall see. Running backs, Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, the same thing they had last year, which is good for them. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams is added. Jordan Whittington, who's been a good receiver, little receiver for years now. Last year he had 22 receptions for 293 yards. See if he can contribute. But the key to this offense is the coach, man. He know how to spread the ball around. He know how to get it to Kyron Williams and make him put in his work. And that's what it is with the Rams. All right. So on defense, they was a good defense last year too, man. Led by their rookie Jared Verse. Their other rookie Brandon Fisk. Cam Curl was decent at safety. They also got Quentin Lake at nickelback, which is Cornell Lake's son, to the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I want to say Cornell Lake is out there coaching for somebody. I don't know if it's the Rams or not. But the Rams is decent, man. The Rams is decent. They should make something. They should be able to make something shake if your boy's back ain't tore up. Up next, still in the NFC West, San Francisco. Man, we was talking about them maybe being a sleeper team because they didn't make the playoffs last year. Brock Purdy at quarterback got his money, so he got to step up. Christian McCaffrey been laying low so he don't get hurt. And they traded for Brian Robinson Jr., which I didn't really think they needed to, but they love their multi-running back scheme. They that's what San Fran do last year. And Sky Moore. Now, at tight end, that's where they looking good. George Kittle, of course, and Kyle Juszczyk, who's tight end / fullback, still got him hanging around. All right, he almost came to the Steelers this year, matter of fact. All right, that defense has been okay over the years. They still got Fred Warner at the helm, so they let a couple key guys go. Their safety got out of town. The Samoan one, I can't recall his name right now, but he went to, where'd he go? We'll figure it out later when we do the other rosters. But he's gone. And hold on, this ain't him, is it? Yeah, that ain't him. Yeah, so this roster is pretty banged up. That's why I don't know if they'll get off to a good start, but we shall see, man. They definitely need to, because it might be a rough season for the 49ers the way that wide receiver room ain't really shaping together yet. Last but not least for the night, in the NFC West, we got the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Seattle did make the playoffs last year, right? No, they didn't. So, yeah, Seahawks was good last year. That's right. They barely missed the playoffs last year. So, they qualified for a sleeper team. This might be it right here. And this might be the squad right here. Seattle Seahawks, when it comes to being a sleeper, they might be it. All right, so you got Sam Darnold, of course, starting quarterback. They brought him over to step things up from the loss to Geno Smith. They say he's been looking real good at practice. Kenneth Walker III, he's that guy. We all know that. Zach Charbonnet and George Halani has been playing well in the preseason. Let's see what his stats ended up being. 12 carries for 110 yards from the TD, bruh. That boy was balling. Second season. You know, the Seahawks still look like the Seahawks to me, man. They run tough. Line was blocking their ass off. Our receiver. Of course, they pick up Cooper Kupp, but they still got Jackson and Jigba as their number one receiver. They got Marquez Scantling. It don't look too bad. Jake Bobo was that guy in the preseason. His stats, 5 receptions for 51 yards. Big, tall dude, 6'4", 207 out of UCLA in his third season. And, they got some receiver noise going on. And they done built a decent roster. They really have. And if you watch them in the preseason don't tell everything. But the preseason told me that they blocked their motherfucking ass off. And Alvin Reed, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence is the new guy coming from the Cowboys. I don't think he was there last year, was he? Yeah, looks like he was. Yeah, he was number 0 last year. So, yeah, he was balling for them, too. Let me see what he wound up with doing like. Was that 7? 3 sacks? He looked good when I watched him. But 3 sacks ain't, and 4th fumble, that ain't much. We need more out of him. Kobe Bryant at safety. And Devin Witherspoon's that man at the nickel. Rick Woolen, I like him a lot. So, you know, they got some good DBs, man. And they play tough. Seahawks ain't no joke. That goes back to ULAB saying that, you know, that might be one of the best divisions in football this year. They definitely got a chance. You know what I'm saying? They definitely got a chance. And that's it tonight, fellas. That's the wrap-up for my division roster breakdown. That's only the East and the West. Tomorrow night, I'll jump back on here and do my North and my South, and I'll have a whole new show for you and all that good stuff like that. So it's all good because news is going to keep coming. Maybe somebody will get traded again. You never know. Something's going to shake. Maybe Michael Parsons will sign his contract. And we shall see. You know what I mean? But it's about to get a little slow. That's all right. We got to talk about some more fantasy football. See what your draft look like. Better get into your mock draft. Queue up all your good players and players that's getting slept on. And do that, man. All right? So I appreciate y'all in the chat. Appreciate everybody, man. Call into the show whenever you want. Interrupt. You know what it is. Figure out who your sleeper team is. Figure out who you can win some money on this year. And let's go, man. It's the Underground Sports Show, baby. We out of here.
You're listening to a Robin Banks Productions, baby.
Yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. Move the sticks, first down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, still lost. Pay the cost to beat the balls, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done.